Welcome to another video on the FootyEurope channel, and today, as some of you might be able to tell, we are in Football Manager. And the idea for the video today, and the videos coming in Football Manager, is trying to make the country of Indonesia one of the football powerhouses. I tried this before a few years ago with India, and it turned out to be quite a success. It took a long time. I think at least until like 2050 for them to win the World Cup, but eventually they did manage to win the World Cup, which was impressive. There's a few nations around the world that have a massive population. China, India, even Nigeria in some cases. Also Indonesia, a population of nearly 300 million. They're not really anywhere close to the big nations in world football. And let me show you. Indonesia. They're a very interesting nation as well. But yeah, 268 million people that live in Indonesia, which is an insane amount of people. Throughout these videos, we'll look at the progression of the Indonesian national team. But I did something, of course. It's not that we're just going to look at the Indonesian national team. All of the nations, all of the teams, in the Indonesian Premier League have been given €1 billion, because I'm playing with euros, and their facilities have all been made perfect. So if we go to Arema, for example, they're rich and their facilities are amazing. For all of the teams, this is the case. In the League 1, League 2, and even in League 3. What I know is that in 2020 and 2021, the league in Indonesia is in a weird state, so it's not really quite going to run as it should. But we'll look into it and see how everything progresses. For Indonesia, we'll be looking at how they're going to do in the Asian Cup qualifications, in the Sea Championship as well. There's a few cups that we can take a look at. This is like Southeast Asian Cup. That's interesting. There's a few championships that we'll have to take a look at. Of course, the Asian Cup qualifiers, we'll check that. And of course, the qualifications for the World Cup and see if they can make it into the World Cup. This is a doable group, I'd say, if they get a good first golden generation going. But we'll have to wait and see for that. For the teams, we'll be looking at the Champions League, which is the Asian Champions League as well, and the Asian Confederation Cup, which was won 3 times by Al Qaeda. Interesting name. And then that's about it. So unfortunately we're not in here. It's for the World Cup qualifiers, but we hope to be here for the next few times to come. And then you have all of the cups that I just showed you. The Asian Nation Cups, like the Asian Euros, Asian Nations qualifying, SEE Championships. We're not in this, and also not in this, but well, I'll skip forward a year and then we'll see what happened to Indonesian football. So here we are 1 year ahead. It's the 31st of December 2021 and we're back on the Indonesia page. As you can see, they've grown in world ranking. They're now 143rd. So they've grown from where we started around here. So that's a very decent rise. Indonesian League 1, as you can see, hasn't risen in reputation, but we'll come to the leagues in a little bit. The best player currently is this guy, who is a real player playing for Ipswich, Elkan Bagot. I'm trying to say it in some kind of, vibe, but I don't know if I'm doing anything correctly. So let's go to the schedule. Let's see how they did. In the Southeast Asia Championship, did it rather okay, but let's first actually look at the Asian Cup qualifiers. They did qualify which is very nice. Let's see, they're not in these playoffs. Oh, this is the playoffs qualifying for the Asian Cup qualifiers. Okay. So I'm also trying to grasp what's going on as well. So they did qualify from this group. So I hope this means they have qualified for the Asian Nations Cup. But we'll discover it together in the next few episodes, or the next time I go to 2022. And the Southeast Asia Championship in Group A, they qualified as second. They didn't lose a game, but drew twice to Vietnam and Thailand. Then, let's see, the semi-final, they beat Myanmar. Then the final, they lost against Thailand, but good progression, already been in a final of a cup. That's very nice to see. And that's about it for now. So there is progression, but we have to wait and see for more. Let's see. Well, let's go back to the profile and go back to the league, Indonesian League 1. So it did get played. Bayangkara FC won the league. I just hope I'm pronouncing that all right. Hari Nur Yulianto, top scorer. He seems alright. Well, Persipaya, PSM, Persipaya relegated. So Bayangkara and Bali United will go into the cups, the International Asian Cups, the International Asian Champions League. So that is very interesting. And then their team, do they have key player? Hot prospect. Their key player is already a region. So let's just see. He is alright. Could be better. Could be way worse. Okay, well, let's go check the league if there was any interesting transfers already. So the highest fee paid for a player was for Aji Kuranawian. Was there anyone coming in from abroad? I do not think so. All of the transfers are within Indonesia so far. So we have to keep an eye on this and see if, like China, they're going to attract better players when the league reputation starts to rise. So let's quickly look at the Champions League, see if they played any games there. No. Oh, actually, let's check the Indonesian Cup, or is it still being played? No. Muba Babel United won this cup. Very interesting. What league are they in? League 2. Alright, interesting. But no AFC Champions League, so just go there. Oh. Come on. Doesn't want to load. Ah, well. Let's just go here then. Oh, wait, Asia. Asian Champions League. Alright. Yeah, Suwon. No Indonesian teams in here, but we can check on Bayangkara next year. So, let's go to 2022 and see what happens. So 1 year later and another small rise in ranking, although they've been stationary in this for quite some time now. Two best players are playing the same team here as well, and still the same manager. So let's quickly look at the schedule. So 2022, there's been only a handful of games because of course, the World Cup in Qatar, which was being played here. Why there's such a big gap here, I'm not quite sure, but let's go to this group. And again, as you can see, we already knew, but they qualified quite easily from that group. So I guess this means that next year there will be an Asian Cup. Yes, so they're in this group with Indonesia, South Korea, UAE, and Yemen. So South Korea is probably a team they'll get beaten by at this stage. But the UAE and Yemen should be doable. So next year we'll be able to see how they do in the Asian Nations Cup, which is going to be quite exciting. So let's go back and let's quickly look at the league once more, see who won it. Persia won the league. And alright, where is Persia? Oh, they're 11th. Interesting. Well, I do want to see their schedule. So, Confederations Cup, what is this? Ah, that's the lower tier. So they got knocked out, and it's a one-legged affair. Ooh, that's harsh. Okay, so no Champions League because of Ulsan. But in this cup they did quite well. They went into the final. Oh no, Jesus, I'm blind. Final. Oh, interesting playoff final, second leg. What is this? This is a very interesting, relatively complicated cup. So let's go back one season and let's see West Asian zone. They were in this one, I believe. Yeah, they were. So there's a lot of different groups, I suppose. I don't quite know how this one works. And even this team who were the cup winners went into the Asian Confederation Cup. So what does it mean that they won this? Did they get a cup for that? I'm relatively confused. But they seem to have won the entire thing going into this very late. Well, I mean, some good progress at least. It's nice to see. And then quickly to end this part off, let's go and look at transfers. See if there's any big ones. Still not really, only within Indonesia. But that's still this dude. Moving again. But we'll come check again in 2023. And also let's see how the Asian Cup went on. So again, there has been a small rise in the league ranking. And the team ranking, I'm sorry. And still the same manager. And just see, everything here looks relatively the same. Let's go see what happened in the Asian Cup. They only got as far as the second round. South Korea won the entire thing. So that's interesting. Second in this group. They lost once, probably against South Korea. Yeah, they drew against the UAE. Yeah, it's a little disappointing. And then Indonesia lost against Qatar. 3-0. Damn. Well, that's very sad. But at least they made it here. And now they're in the World Cup qualifiers. In a group that consists of... Where are our boys? Let's see. Group 1. I'm just blind. Australia, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Singapore. Haven't gotten off to the best start. They lost against Australia and Saudi Arabia, who are clearly better nations. So that's pretty sad. But let's hope they can pull it off. But I'm not going to say that they will here. The Indonesian League 1 is now the 19th in Asia. Bali United won the league this time. They also produced a top scorer, Hassan Imam. That's very good. Let's see this guy. Their 16-year-old region. What does his attributes look like? Alright, still not great. But that looks pretty good. So let's see in the league. Have there been any weird transfers? A few more from abroad, from the UAE. William Owusu played all around. Damn. Rudolf Basna Interesting. Oh, he is Indonesian. So this is a different... Oh, this is a Thai team. Alright. And then Al Dafra, who are also from the UAE. Makate Diop, Senegalese 36-year-old. So at least you can see a small step towards signing players from abroad. But not the way I would have wanted to see it. But, I mean, fair enough. So let's go to last year's champion, Persia. They did get in the Champions League group stages, Group G. Al-Sadd, the winners of this. So let's see the stages. Current season, no, last season. Group stages. All groups. These are a lot of groups. Let's see. So many teams. Yeah, here. A Chinese and a Korean team. Difficult. So they beat Ho Chi Minh City twice, I presume. Yeah, they did. But they lost against the other teams. Still a long way to go. Fortunately, they won't be up there for a while. But seeing them in here is already a good start. Okay, very nice. So let's see if there was anything here in this complicated cup. Oh, Persita. They're an Indonesian team. Finishing second, that's good for just the confidence of the Indonesian teams and just the overall prestige. Sadly, they couldn't have, they didn't win it, but maybe next time. So let's go ahead one more year to 2024. So 2024, and we can see another rise in the ranking. This guy, Shin Tae-yong, the South Korean manager, has gradually been taking them up a few levels in international football. So they're not as bad as they were when we started, when no one really, had any grasp of Indonesia, that they existed in the first place in world football. Now they're getting their name out there a bit. So let's check the schedule. How did they do in 2024? So, unsurprisingly, they got knocked out in the World Cup qualifiers. I was already expecting that. Pretty sad, but what can you do about it? Southeast Asia Championship was won by Thailand, again in the final against Indonesia, again. So that's also unfortunate. Not the best of luck so far, but I'd say they're getting there. They're getting there. So let's go to the League One. The winner is PSPS. Very interesting name. Let's see their key player, Mohamed Kunsuro. Damn, these names. Player details. Not great. Not great. You should get better potential ability in the future. So Persia, not doing great. Bali United, doing alright. Let's see how they got on. If they managed to make it into the Champions League and got out. They made it into the group stages. Again, Al Duhail winning this. Let's go to stages. The group stages. And let's find Bali United. They're here, finishing fourth. Sadly, they drew 3 games and lost 3 as well. Yeah, that's pretty sad to see. Maybe in the future. Let's see here. Sharia won this. Again, an Indonesian runner-up in the Asian Confederation Cup. God damn it. Come on, boys. Let's win something. Well, quickly, before we head off into 2025, transfer history, not of Bali United, of the league. So, Zanaco, where are they from? Zambia. Alright, Danny Mtonga going from Zambia to Indonesia. Interesting transfer. It's still the others pretty much only coming from Indonesia itself. I'm hoping that they will eventually start signing more players from abroad, which could help also with them turning Indonesian for the Indonesian national team. But enough said about 2024. Let's go ahead one more year to 2025. So a little step up once again, 113th in the world. It's again steady progress, but slow progress. And their key player at this moment is now Johannes Rahman, who joined Al Sadd, but he's worth 4.2 million. So we're finally getting some good players. Sadly, he didn't move to a big team in Europe, but he's actually good. You know, he's actually good. Well, let's first check the schedule and see what happened. So Asian Cup Qualifiers, I'm guessing they qualified. They did. Second again though. The Chinese Taipei or Taiwan and the Maldives in the group should be doable. Let's for the first time check the national team and see. I don't think everyone is here, but no great potential abilities. Well, yeah, I don't think everyone is here at the moment, but you can see most players playing in Indonesia. Let's check the Indonesian League 1 again. So again, Bayangkara FC winning the league, stagnant on 18th. It's sad to see. PSPS finishing second. Let's check how they did in the Champions League. Actually, not too bad. Well, I'm saying that it was pretty bad. Well, sad. Al Hilal winning it. Let's see the group stages. PSPS should be easy to spot and identify. There we go, third. So at least not last, they beat Yangon United from Myanmar a few times. But it wasn't enough to see them progress to the next round. Sadly. Well, let's go to the Confederation Cup. Let's see, was there another Indonesian runner-up? There was. Oh god, Jesus. That's very annoying. Come on, boys. Please. Can we win it? Ah, damn it. Oh well. Let's quickly just check the transfers in the league. See if there was anything crazy. Not really. Hatta, again from the UAE and from Ecuador. Interesting. Goalkeeper. Is he any good potential wise? Not really. He's alright. But not really the level that you'd want to see. But enough for 2025. Let's go to our last year in this installment, 2026. So once more, a slow rise in world ranking. Again, slow is the key word. A new manager, Pedro Troligo, Argentinian, who had been in Indonesia before as a manager, but also in Honduras, Argentina, and a lot more. He's been all around. He's a decent manager though, working with youngsters 20, which is nice. 21 caps for the Argentinian national team. So I would say that's a good manager for Indonesia. One that can take them up. Johannes Rahman still at Al Sadd. And let's just check the national team at this moment. So it's more filled up now. So there's quite some good abilities going on. He should find himself a club in Europe, preferably. At 179, Johannes Rahman. He should move to a bigger team. Wanted by Chelsea. Yeah, go. But there's some decent potential abilities in here. End of contract. Persia. A lot of Bayangkara FC and Bali United. So the two seemingly biggest teams in the country. Let's check the schedule. Of course, 2026, the year of another World Cup. So we'll also check that. The Southeast Asian Championship was won by Thailand again. Final against Indonesia again. Boys, you have to take it this one time. But let's see the World Cup. Who won this? England in 2026. So it did, according to the English, come home eventually. 2026, guys. Just a little wait. Let's go look at the League 1. Arema winning the league, and again 18th. Bayangkara, best player Fontaba. They're one of the teams that have performed the best so far. Let's look at the transfers first. And again, all within Indonesia. Guys, you got to sign players from abroad. Will you go and fight? Well, only like one Moroccan player here. That's the only foreigner. Bayangkara as well. Ghanaian, few Koreans. That's it. Well, that's a pretty sad thing to see. Good that they're trying it with Indonesian talent, but I want this league to become the best league in Asia. Now let's see their schedule. The Champions League group. Well, this is not looking too bad, too great. Higiokushakirosa. Damn. My pronunciations of this are not the best. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Bayangkara. Well, it's probably the best performance that we've seen so far. Beat the North Korean team, but again, if you get into the group with the eventual winners, but of course you don't know it at that time, a team from Japan and a team from Korea, you know you're up against it. Some of these nations have good players. Al-Sad, of course, with our Indonesian wonder kid. And let's go. Asian Confederation Cup. Just this once. Okay. Indonesian runner-up? Indonesian runner-up. They'll win it eventually, I'm sure, but not yet. What I'm going to do now is skip into 2030 and 2034. Let's go 8 years ahead and see what happens within these years. Hopefully they'll make it into one of these World Cups. That's pretty much what I'm aiming for. And then we'll just take a look at the league, how the players are getting on, whatever. So I hope to see you in the next episode. If you like this, please leave a like. Subscribe to find out where Indonesia is going. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.